These beautiful, clear Mediterranean waters are those of the French Riviera in southwest France. 100 kilometers west of Nice is the famous town of Saint-Tropez, and quite possibly the most jet-set resort in Europe. This once sleepy fishing village was the first town on the coast to be liberated during the Second World War, and since the beginning of the 20th century, it's steadily becoming the place to holiday in Europe. This idyllic town offers all from stunning historical buildings and churches, quaint cobbled streets lined with shops and hideaway boutiques, to restaurants and bars serving a variety of delicious French and international cuisine. It's simply the place to be and be seen. There's an abundance of alfresco cafes to enjoy an afternoon or early evening tipple and watch the world go by. And in Saint-Tropez, there's lots of people watching to do. Yes, this is the place that attracts the rich, wealthy, and Hollywood's elite. In fact, just about everyone wants to visit. But don't expect to arrive by private jet or helicopter. For a decade, the Harley-Davidson Euro Festival has been held in Saint-Tropez. Hundreds of Harley-Davidson enthusiasts gather in the French Riviera for 4 days of music and entertainment. And in a town that's known as the party capital and roads that wind along some of the most beautiful coastlines in Europe, riding into Saint-Tropez must be a biker's dream. Of course, you'll need somewhere to stay, and where better than the Althoff Hotel Villa Belrose, one of the best 5-star hotels on the Côte d'Azur.
The hotel was built between 1992 and 1997. There were on this spot 4 villas, which out of one was a sort of a bed and breakfast. That was the reason we became a permission to build a hotel. And what is very amazing is that we're just in front of Saint-Tropez, and we have the quietness of a very private hill with only private villas around. And we opened, as said, in 1997. We became Relais and Chateau in 1998. We became a Michelin star in 2001, and we are belonging to the Althoff Group. And Mr. and Mrs. Althoff privately own this group and are very proud to have this little jewel just before Saint-Tropez. And as you saw, we sell view, and view again. But we try to give you all the services that you might expect in a palace hotel, even though we only have 40 rooms.
There's no denying that when it comes to views, beating this hotel would be tough. It's the views and hot summer months that's attracted the world's wealthiest to holiday or set up home here for decades. The coastline today is littered with waterfront mansions, but that doesn't mean all the beaches are private. Inland from the coast, you'll find hillside villages, tucked away and hidden by beautiful, lush woodlands. So unique and quaint are the buildings, this town almost looks like a film set. It's perhaps the region's distinctive architecture and charm that led Hollywood's great and good to flock here. Orson Welles, Rita Hayworth and Errol Flynn are just some of the A-listers that holidayed in Saint-Tropez. And of course Brigitte Bardot, famed for putting Saint-Tropez on the global map after she filmed And God Created Women Here in 1956. Shortly after, Saint-Tropez began attracting the glitterati from Monaco, which was then the traditional party town in the region. In 1967, Mick Jagger proposed to his first wife, Bianca Jagger, here. Today, this coastline known as the French Riviera, including Monaco, Nice and Saint-Tropez, are all famed for lavish and extravagant summer seasons. And whether you're out for lunch or your afternoon glass of champagne, there's a very good chance you'll see someone famous soaking up the sun, along with 30,000 other people that flock to the beaches of Saint-Tropez every summer. When you think of wine and France, the Loire and Burgundy are likely to spring to mind. But on the Route des Plaines de Pampelon, the vineyards of Château des Mars is a welcome sight for any wine lover. Château des Mars have been making wine since the turn of the last century, when Henri Benet purchased his first field in 1907. Today, Henri's grandchildren are managing the estate and still producing wines here. Spread over 30 hectares, this provincial-style estate is surrounded by olive and cypress trees. Back on the coastline and getting out on the water is a must when visiting this part of the world. And whether you're mooring your own modest boat or super yacht in the harbour, Saint-Tropez likes to show off its beautiful ocean.
The most popular trip is from, we pick the people up in Saint-Tropez, we go to Pamplona, the beach, or we go to Cannes, Monaco. We have some islands in front of Cannes, it's a really popular place to have a lunch or to dive. The water is really clear there. After we bring them back to Saint-Tropez and they had a lovely day. The water, it's really flat today, and even if it's outside the bay, it's rough. Here it's less rough than on the sea, so it's a good bay. A lot of people like to do around on a super yacht, or you see helicopters coming from Monaco, and the people going to lunch in Pamplona and they go back. It's amazing to see.
If you're coming all the way here to visit Saint-Tropez and the French Riviera, you might as well fully embrace the lifestyle and see how the other half live by renting a half or full day's luxury private cruise, along with your own skipper and picnic hamper, of course. You can either hurtle around the bay or sit back, relax and admire the Côte d'Azur from the comfort of your private boat. Possibly even take a dip in the Med for a snorkel, or simply to cool off before you climb back on board for your chilled glass of champagne. Either way, if you're coming to this part of the world, a boat trip is a must. It's difficult to fathom how anyone could tear themselves away from the coastline here, but if you're a golf enthusiast and desperate to swing the odd iron or two, then Saint-Tropez won't disappoint. There's half a dozen or so courses to choose from, some inland and a bit of a trek, while others boast greens overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. As you'd expect from this manicured part of the world, the fairways are immaculate, and you don't have to walk round the 18-hole courses, especially if you've got a lunch date with a sun lounger. You could of course just lounge around the hotel pool and leave all that exercise and walking until you're back home. And with a hotel this inviting and luxurious, I know where I'd rather be. Food is something the French pride themselves on, and at Villa Belle Rose, which is part of the Relais and Chateau group, you know you're in for a treat. Whether you're dining on the terrace or by the pool, it's a gourmet experience to savour. No detail is overlooked, and the hotel will cater for every whim. The Italian executive chef Pietro Volonte is in collaboration here with chef consultant Simone Zanoni, Gordon Ramsay's 2 Michelin star chef from the famous Trianon Palace Hotel in Versailles. La Belle Rose restaurant is all about embracing and celebrating Mediterranean cuisine. Local produce and flavours are embraced at the heart of the menu, and presentation is key. Everything is expertly prepared, and with such attention to detail and only the finest of ingredients, the food is a gastronomic delight. As the clock strikes midnight in St. Tropez, the world's wealthiest holiday makers come out to play. Champagne is poured by the barrel load, and excess is the new normal. This is a hedonistic playground for the beautiful, where it would appear anything goes, and sleep is preserved for your flight home. Welcome to the beautiful island of St. Lucia in the Caribbean. It's not often that preconceived ideas of a destination turn out exactly how you'd imagine them. But with St. Lucia and its clear, inviting turquoise sea and soft white sandy beaches, it's exactly that, if not better. This island paradise sandwiched between Martinique, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is an extremely popular tourist destination due to its tropical climate and stunning scenery. Of course, it's also famous for fabulous 5-star luxury resorts. The Landings boasts their own private marina, so if you're arriving via luxury yacht, it's a great place to set anchor.
The Landings obviously is most famous for because of its location. It's very unique because a lot of time and a lot of money was actually spent in building this product. I mean, it's, you know, we started 900 square feet all the way up to 2,900 square feet, and it's all within the confines of your space. We're in about 17 acres located in the northern part of St. Lucia, which is the most amazing beach on the island and very close to Pigeon Island. So location, I mean, we've definitely secured that spot as far as St. Lucia is concerned. Added with the great product and the space you find, it's very unique in that way. Well, what they find that is extremely convenient. I mean, typically you can be at the Landings, enjoy, you know, obviously contemporary luxury experience, but at the same time step outside a few minutes and you're in the rainforest. You know, you can, you know, we have an amazing marina and property, so a lot of guests just, you know, obviously takes a boat, takes a small yacht, you know, goes on the coastline and enjoy the coastline and enjoy the real tropical side of the rainforest and the coastline of the island. So it makes it quite unique in that way, and that's what they really appreciate. It's very spacious, and the fact that you get a bit of yin-yang effect, because you do have the luxury of a 5-star resort, but you also have the fact that you can enjoy what St. Lucia has to offer. It's just absolutely amazing that you're able to rolling here, or, you know, get with your, you know, boats and yachts, and, you know, just step out into this place that is very much unlike anywhere else, and be in the most amazing beach restaurant, you know, on the island, and at the same time, you know, you're just right there. So it makes it really convenient. It's not, you know, it's a few steps away. The marina is actually built into the resort, so most of our villas you can actually get off your villas and get into your dock for the boats or for guests. We do have Atlantic Rally cruises that actually come through here, starting in December for about a couple months every year. And clearly, you know, have a couple hundreds of the most amazing, you know, catamarans, and, you know, for the rest of the winter season, you have some beautiful powerboats. So, you know, again, you know, being we are on the north end of the island, they seem to come into this particular area first before they actually go down the coastline. So it makes it, you know, quite interesting. Well, we do have quite a bit of celebrities who stay with us. I mean, they enjoy the fact that it's private and it's not overwhelming with guests. You know, because of the density issue, it makes it very much to their likeness that they do find a space and they enjoy great facilities and luxurious facilities. It's one of those locations where, unlike some other islands, you know, you find a little bit of everything to satisfy most guests and families or individuals. Clearly, St. Lucia is known as the most romantic island in the Caribbean, and that's without a doubt 100% correct. But it's also great for adventure and experience. So, you know, being an island that's volcanic and have amazing topography and rainforests and beaches. We've got light sand beaches, we've got grey sand beaches. So it's really quite a variety, which really sets St. Lucia apart from the rest.
With such inviting clear seas, its natural water sports are a popular activity here, and they cater for beginners through to experts. At the landings, they'll provide one-on-one private tuition, starting off on land so you can get to grips with the equipment before you move out to sea. Most of the bays are very calm, so it's a great place to learn, and if you do fall off, the waters are warm. Back on dry land, and the St. Lucia Golf and Country Club is a PGA Championship course. This 18-hole, 6,829-yard, par 71 course is set in the most beautiful surroundings. The fairways are quite wide and the greens fairly fast, but strong Caribbean winds can make this a fairly challenging course. To really get a feel for island life, head to the market in St. Lucia's capital, Castries, for a lively and colourful experience. Here you'll find everything from Caribbean shirts, not everyone's cup of tea, to shawls and other items of clothing. You're also guaranteed an array of tourism tat, from fridge magnets to St. Lucian mugs. But also in Castries are two large duty-free shopping areas, selling jewellery and arts and crafts.
Most of our services, our in-suite services, our butler services, our spa services, our concierge, where we customize all your tours and anything that you want to do. But in addition to that, we also have a couple of small boats and even luxury catamarans that you can actually just go out there and have an amazing time, which is extremely, extremely popular because of, again, it's creating that private experience, yet having this whole island and resort to yourself is what makes us who we are. And that's basically how we set ourselves aside from the rest of any resort, at least on this island, because we're able to offer those unique services.
The scenery around St. Lucia is stunning, and there's plenty to see, from the dramatic Pitons mountains, tropical rainforests, and lots of beautiful sheltered ports and bays, including Marigot and Rodney Bay being two of the most popular. Of course, a stay at any five-star hotel wouldn't be complete without a luxurious pampering session. And the spa at the landings has a wide array of treatments to choose from. There's double rooms for couples who want to experience treatments together, with massages being one of their most popular. It's easy to see why St. Lucia is described as one of the most romantic of the Caribbean islands, with fine dining experiences like this.
Throughout my past, I always wanted, St. Lucia has always been an island that's attracted me. Every time when I was flying by, you could see all the vegetation. I never had the opportunity until I knew there was an opportunity, and I said, regardless of anything, I want to come here. To 90% of the fresh vegetables or spices here that we can get on the island. Cherry tomatoes, the aubergine that you get here, it's a bit more, it demands a bit more work. All the vegetables that you'll get here demand a bit more technique, a bit more playing around, because they have more flavor, but they're a bit more tougher. Over here in the Caribbean, the ground is very tough, as you can see by the heat on a daily basis. It's hot, hot, hot. but somehow with the gardeners, with the expertise that they have, they are able to get the soil, basil, rosemary, and those kind of herbs grow within a week. I've got herbs too that I can utilize in my kitchen.
There's many reasons why St. Lucia is known for being the most romantic island in the Caribbean, but it's partly due to flame-lit sunset scenes on the beach like this. And of course, romantic meals for two. But whether you're celebrating a special occasion or not, it's easy to get caught up in the romance of the island and fall in love with St. Lucia.